Welcome back, everybody. I'm the Dr. Bob Lee, and our next guest is the president of the Newtown chapter of the Omega Psi Phi Fraternity and the director of media for Each One Teach One. And he joins us today to discuss how he's working to mentor Black young men and women. Please welcome to the show, Michael Logan. Mike, welcome, welcome, welcome.
Welcome. Thank you very much. How you doing?
All right. I like that whole setup behind you.
Thank you.
You fit right in that picture right there.
Thank you very much.
All right, so tell us about the work that you're doing. I know during this pandemic, you're trying to hand out PPEs, and food is a big issue around this time too. People are hungry.
Right, so we have a whole COVID task force. It's not only us, it's our national organization in the city in upstate New York. And what we do is we get PPE to churches, hospitals, schools, those things that's needed to keep the Black and brown people safe. And we also have food drives. We're about to do a food drive this Saturday, and that food drive, most of the chapters will be giving out turkeys and serving free food or delivering food to homes. So those are some things that we're doing.
And through Each One Teach One? It's
through Omega Psi Phi Fraternity. Now, Each One Teach One, we're launching an initiative to combat education. And what we're doing is we put up a full website that allows parents to go on for extra tutoring, extra training to teach at home. Because we find out that the education system needs a little help with teaching the children at home. The way it's set up, the kids can't be in front of the screen for a long time. So we take that education, as classes in that 4 o'clock in the afternoon, we can extend those classes to later on at night when kids can take a break.
And Mike, how can people log on? How can people get help with that?
Well, if you want to go and look at the resources for Each One Teach One, you go to the National Association for EachOneTeachOne.com. That is the website. And from that website, you'll get access to all those resources, and all those resources are free.
Yeah, that's great. All right. I like it. You're also a member of a number of organizations. Those are the 2 organizations that you're working with right now, right?
Yeah, those are 2. I do a couple other things. I'm actually working on a book right now. The book that I'm working on is a book about fatherhood. It's my personal journey through the family court system in New York State. The reason why I'm working and writing that book is I don't want individuals to end up in the situation that I ended up in. I was paying child support for a number of years, like 30 years. And I'm just coming off of paying child support. So I want young individuals to know, young men and women to know that that's not something they want to really get into. And it's something that's not talked about, but it can stay with you for a long time and actually have a future impact on you and your family.
Yeah, for 30 years, that's a long time.
30 years, it's a long time.
One child?
No, I got 6.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, and they're all grown now.
They're all grown now, yes.
Yeah, all right, great. All right, tell us about your webinar series.
My webinar series that I'm just getting off the ground is Logan Speaks. It's kind of something like you do, but we speak to different issues that touch the Black and brown community. Like I said, my main focus right now is the book and the family court system. But we will also be talking about the dynamics of the African-American family. We'll be talking about hunger in the inner city. We'll be talking about mental health. Of course, that's a big issue that's going on now. We're going to definitely talk about prisons because that's something dear to my heart. Just when individuals come out of prison, they have a fresh start. So that's another thing that we're going to touch on. Yeah.
And how do you help them with that? Because people coming out, sometimes they go back to the same neighborhoods and they get in trouble again. But if we can get in between that, we can help them out with another program.
It's all a mindset. I lead by example. I was incarcerated, so I came out and I tried to do things positive, and that's why I ended up where I am now. There's a lot of times when people come out, they don't have the basics, the food, clothing, and shelter. So we try to direct them to programs that will give them that. There are other parts of the system that they don't have, like something called the Certificate of Disabilities of Relief. That right there will allow the individuals to overcome their disabilities for work and school and even getting an apartment. So these are some things that they're coming out with. They don't know that they need, and we're trying to meet them at the door with it. So they'll come out and have it ready.
Mike, how did you navigate your way through the institution, and what do you tell other people who are living that type of life? What do you tell them about that?
First of all, I tell you, nobody wants to be in prison. Nobody wants to be in prison. It's not a good thing. But when you're in there, you got a decision to make. So when I was in there, what I decided to do was, because I'm a teacher, I decided to teach while I was in there. So they ended up making me the inmate in charge of education. So I got to touch a lot of people. I got to get people's children in college. Just so you know, if you are in an institution, your child goes to school free. A lot of people don't know that because it's a hardship on the family. I also did the reentry program where we looked at how you come out of prisons, what organizations are out there. There are a lot of organizations that we call Meet You at the Door. As soon as I came out, I worked for Fortune Society, which is a place where a whole lot of people who have been incarcerated, they go there first, a one-stop shopping center. There's also cases. So, and while you're in there, you have to get to know these places. So you contact them while you're in there before you come out. And when you come out, you're allowed to, they're actually your overseer. And I'm not saying that in a bad way, but they take you in, they make sure you have ID. A lot of individuals come out with ID, and there's something called a tech, right? A tech is, you can go back to jail for not having an ID because you're
for technicality.
That's called the technicality. So yeah. A lot of people go back on text. They don't go back because they recommitted a crime. They go back on text, or they go back on an overzealous parole officer or probation officer.
Wow. Woo. You've been through it, my brother. You've been through it. But guess what? You're able to teach others.
Right.
That's the important thing right there. You know. And to be the president of the Newtown chapter of the Mega Sci-Fi Fraternity and the director of media for Each One Teach One, that's special. A lot of people are learning a lot, you know, and that they take that to heart, you know. That's a beautiful thing that you're doing. Anything we can look forward to? I know you got the book coming up.
Yeah, there's something that that I do want to say, and I think I sent this to the young man who I spoke to on your staff. I tell people, don't give up. Don't give up. Failure, something about failure. If you never failed, you never got anywhere. Anything that you tried and you didn't fail, that means you didn't try hard enough. So we should take failure as a stepping stone to success. And a lot of people don't do that. We stop. Once we fail, we stop. And here's an example. While I was working at Fortune Society, and this is a very good story, I wanted to take my class to the African American Museum when it came out in Washington, D.C. Well, of course, they couldn't go because they were all criminal justice involved. And all of their probation officers said, no, we could not take them out of the city. Yeah. Right? So what we did was, instead of saying, oh, you know, this is a bunch of nonsense, well, we built our own African American Museum, which is right now in Fortune Society, and it's standing right now, and people go there. And not only that, the National African American Museum gave us a citation. And that citation was that we were able to build a museum almost identical to theirs with paper, pens, and a copying machine.
Wow.
So it's still there now. People can go visit it. It's at the Fortune Society, which is in Long Island City. And there's some articles online that you can read about them. And I think I forwarded one of the articles.
That's right over there next to Queensbridge, right? Long
Yes.
Island City? Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Great, man. Let us get more information. Is there a website that we can go in and just navigate?
You can go to fortunesociety.org and fortunesociety.org and type Logan in the search bar.
Yeah. And then also Each One Teach One.
Each One Teach One, the National Association of Each One Teach One.com.
And then also we can go to, of course, Newtown chapter of Omega Psi Phi.
Right. You can go to the Newtown chapter of Omega Psi Phi. That's albanyqs.org. albanyqs.org. You can go there.
Michael, thank you so much. We appreciate you, man, for all the work that you're doing. You're helping a lot of people, man, and we thank you and appreciate your service. Stay safe and God bless.
Same to you. Thank you.
All right. You got to give us do your thing.
We're in.
All right, we'll take a quick break right here. Guess who's coming up next? Yep, that's him, Bobby C. With the World of Sports coming up next, right here on Open.